What are some of the things you use to get someone to reveal information?
Here's a tactic that all intelligence operatives learn, and it's called elicitation. You use statements instead of questions to get most powerful information from other people. When a person's being asked a question, it raises a little door in the brain that says, I need to be careful about the answer. If you're responding to a statement, your brain does not have that little security guard that comes out. So as a light example, let's just imagine you and me took an Uber to get here. We get into that Uber and I say, I just read online that Uber drivers were rated the number one job satisfaction of all the jobs in the country. And I just said a statement, right? Mm-hmm. And he's going to turn around and go, what? Where did you see this? So that starts a conversation. And then he says, no, it's really bad. I do this, and they take the money and this. And then I do disbelief. No way. There's no way that company would treat you like that. He goes, oh yeah, you will never guess what happened just a couple of weeks ago. And then he just kind of goes into this deep story that he would never tell another client. Then let's say he goes into a story, and then I say, my neighbor's daughter started driving for Uber, and she said she saw the wildest things happen in her backseat. And then you're going to hear a story again. And I have not asked any questions. Who does he tell these stories to? Friends. I've made his brain start behaving in friend mode, and I haven't even asked any questions yet. And the way that I teach this is, if you and I are standing at the grocery store and there's a young lady over there stocking fruits. So if I went over to her and I said, hey, I'm trying to find the baby carrots, and she starts walking me over somewhere. And then I say, I just read on LinkedIn that you guys got bumped up to $22 an hour. That's unbelievable. That's great. Congratulations to everybody here. That's amazing. And she goes, what? We only make $17.50. Everybody does. So I avoided that social barrier because there was no question being asked. And it triggers a need in the human brain that's almost irresistible. And it's called the need to correct the record. I need to set the record straight. Mm. And the next way we do this is just making what's called a provocative statement. So let's say I asked you what you do for a living, and you say, well, I make YouTube videos. And I say, wow, YouTube. That has got to be challenging. And then it starts coming out. It's like people can't resist.